Good evening. I'm late. I know it. I'm 1 minute late. Do forgive me. I literally just walked in about 5 minutes ago, so I deeply apologize for being late this evening. But as Joe Simon once said, it bees that way sometimes. As always, I thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Uh, Real life, real time, real talk, 100% real. Love you big time. Uh, Barbara, good evening to you. Dana Hudson, welcome back. My good friend Valerie Montgomery, good evening to you and your family. Tonight, we're gonna get right into it. We'll get right into it tonight. I'm gonna address a couple of issues tonight. Um, the top story for tonight, of course, is Tootie. What really happened to the 2-year-old girl in Houston, Texas? And when did she really go missing? How did she go missing? It's a homicide. Now, from where she was allegedly last seen and to where her body was found, there are many miles. So we know she didn't walk there. Impossible for the child to walk there. So who took her there? Was she deceased before she was put in the water? Don't know. Autopsy report is not in yet. Cause of death is not in yet. But we do know if there was water in her lungs, then she was alive when she was put in water. And I don't think that will be the case. I hope not. So we're gonna get off into that. We're gonna look into the I have my source, and this is a reliable source that has been with me from day one. When I need something and I don't have time to pull it up myself, and I want the truth, I call on this young lady here, and she's never been wrong. She's always been on the money. So she's on the phone with me tonight. We are going to open the phone lines up here shortly for you all to call in and to give your thoughts on to what you think happened to the little girl. I received a call earlier today. I think her name was Victoria Austin, I think, and she might be watching tonight. If so, she's scheduled to call in. She left a comment. Well, we spoke, and she was upset about what has happened to this little girl and stuff. So hopefully she's listening tonight. She's on this live feed, and she is going to call in tonight. And I want you all to hear straight from her the things that she said about the little girl and the lady who gave birth to her, and the boyfriend, as somebody so corrected me on last night, and which is true. Tasha Bridges, good evening to you. Welcome. Tawana Banks, welcome. Yolanda, good evening. Good evening. Texas is in the house tonight. Good evening to you. Glad to have you with J. Rock, my friend. Always glad to see you. Always glad to see you, bro. And Green, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And we're going to discuss the Maliyah Davis case tonight as well. It's not a lot going on with that, but there are some eerie similarities here. So that's why we're bringing the Maliyah Davis case back up tonight. You've seen the pictures we put out of Maliyah and Maliyah. You have two Maliyahs, both from Houston, Texas. We have dubbed them Houston, Texas Pearls. And where they came from, they have went back, and that is from heaven. Adam, good evening to you. Welcome. Miss Evans, good evening to you. Okay, now look, let's address something else before we get started into the Maliyah cases. If position determines perspective, what you see depends upon where you're standing. There go Dana TV is in tonight. Always glad to have you on. Thank you. Love you big time. Here's the thing. Position determines perspective. What you see depends upon where you're standing. Okay? If you don't agree with what I'm saying, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to pull a gun. I hope you don't pull a gun. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. But check this out. You cannot, or whether you should not let the little boy in you or the little girl in you come out when someone does not agree with something that you're saying. That's stupid. You cannot get upset and say, I want you to hear this here because this is the truth right here. No, this is your truth. You said when he speaks, that's the truth. That's what you say. I don't have to see it that way. But if I don't see it that way, then I'm wrong. Or I don't want to know the truth. Okay, when he speaks, it's truth. And so if I say I don't believe it, I'm lying. Okay. Whatever works for you, bro. But let me tell you something. I don't have a filter. I could care less about you or your mama when it comes to telling you the way I see it. If you don't like what I say on this channel, we can fix that right now. Stop coming on here. That's it. You are giving yourself a headache. You are running your blood pressure up because you don't run this. I do. It's as simple as that. You run around here, black this and black that. My black brothers, my black sisters, you're on Facebook. Good morning, kings and queens. Talking to hoes and pimps. You hear me? Listen. That's a fairy tale that some of y'all live in. That's bullshit. Now, what has happened in Wisconsin and Louisiana? It's terrible. You have two black men shot in the back by police officers. It's terrible. But now watch this. I cannot understand how come when a black person shoots and or kills another black person, I don't see you in Walmart buying a poster board and a black permanent marker, getting ready to march and hold a rally. But when it's a white person attacking a black person, then I see BLM, Black Lives Matter. That's bullshit. You're playing a game with yourselves. If Black Lives Matter, talk to your black brothers and sisters in the hood that's selling the dope. Talk to your black brothers and sisters in the hood that's killing one another and shooting one another 24/7. If Black Lives Matter. Black lives only matter when you're going to get some publicity or a spot in your local newspaper because you out here marching. You just want to be a part of something. Black lives don't matter to some people. And then you want to come, Harris and Biden, they ain't for black people. Well, let's tell it like it is. If we would tell the truth, some black people ain't for black people. Now check your damn selves, and I won't have to. It don't matter who's for black people. Be for your damn self. You still worrying about they ain't for black people. The ones you shaking hands with and shooting dice with every day. Some of them motherfuckers ain't for black people, and they black. And y'all take that bullshit somewhere else. Again, check yourselves, and I won't fucking have to. Black Lives Matter. Bullshit. If Black Lives Matter, the boy that's selling the drugs, turn his ass in. He black, ain't he? The one that's doing all the shooting and holding elders hostage in their own damn neighborhood, turn the black man in. If Black Lives Matter. Go come out here pumping your damn fist when a white man done shot a black. Now it matters. Y'all fake. You're hypocrites. You're hypocrites. You talk a lot of shit, and that's all it is. Just shit. Black Lives Matter. Bullshit. You would never get the white race to believe that Black Lives Matter until black people believe it. And right now, we fucking don't. Now we're through with that. You got to be a damn fool to keep coming on somebody's channel that you don't like. You don't agree with nothing he says. But jackass, when you come, I get paid. So who's the dummy here? Do you think, I think my time is valuable. Do you think for a minute, I'm going to come on your shit and I'm going to listen to you and I don't like you and I don't believe nothing you say? That's stupid. My mama didn't raise a stupid person. I wouldn't do that. That says a lot about me. Come on now. Come on. All this black this and black that. You got your little Muslim hats on and shit. You go to prison 5 or 6 years and read the goddamn biography of what's his name? Muhammad, and you come out, assalamu alaikum. Black this and black that. Pull your damn pants down, you got made in China tattooed on your black asses. Black Lives Matter. No, it doesn't. It does not. Check your people, your black people, check them. I'm so sick of this. Harris sent black men to prison. That was her fucking job. She was a prosecutor. She didn't make the laws. She was enforcing the laws. She ain't sent nobody white. Dude, what damn planet you on? Come with facts. That third-hand information, it don't fly with me. You're in a rush to keep black people angry because you angry with your damn self. You don't never preach love. You don't never smile. You don't never give a thumbs up. Man, the white man is black. I'm not eating this, I'm not eating that. So if the white man say he don't like Mr. Scott, do I commit suicide and die? Do I fall out and cry? Do I try to pull mama up from the grave and say, mama, you don't like me? That's his prerogative. His thoughts about me don't move me. It doesn't. All this black shit don't mean a goddamn thing, and you know it. You know it don't. It don't. You're hypocrites. If it really matters, go to Walmart. The next time a black person kill a black person in your city and start a movement. Start marching then. Start marching then. But when a white cop do it, you know, you got publicity. You might get an interview. You might get to talk to Red Mouse Sharpton. So you're coming out. But black on black crime, don't nobody give a damn about that shit. Especially black people. I said it. I'm an amazed boy. I said that. All right. Maliyah Davis. When I was at my desk one day, when her name came across the screen, it kept popping up. It's okay, well, so girl's missing. That's bad. That's sad. But it happens. Thank you, wise thinker. Love you big time, brother. We got to speak. We have to speak. We have to. It's imperative. And it kept popping up. And then we saw her face. And the first picture I saw of Maliyah Lynn Davis, she had the little pom-poms. She was out at, I think, the beach or somewhere. And then after that, I was drawn to the case. And it, the little girl, turn your TV down a little bit. I'm getting your feedback, Miss J, please. Thank you. And so after that, everybody fell in love with this little girl that they never met, never touched, don't know how she smell or feel. But Maliyah Lynn Davis from Houston, Texas, 4 years old, grabbed the world's attention and made us all take note. And everybody, black, white, young, and old, fell in love with Maliyah. Even then, God was trying to tell us all something. And Maliyah would be the case that would make us stop and look at little children when we see them out playing, whether they're smiling or not, to do a second look to make sure we're not missing nothing, that they're not being mistreated, they're being taken care of. We don't see any bruises, and even if there's nothing physical, we look for things that we now know may also be a red flag, because Maliyah caught the world's attention, and to this day, Maliyah Davis still has our undivided attention. And then Miss Farris calls me the other day and tell me about a girl in Houston, Texas that's missing. That's 2 years old. Mr. Scott, Her name is also Maliyah. Spelled different, but it's the same. Immediately, she got my attention. And now, it's becoming world news. Another girl in Houston, Texas, went missing. The only thing a little different here is that there are some very eerie similarities to the Maliyah Davis case, but what's different is that I think within 24 hours, they found Maliyah, this one, the second Maliyah. And they found her. And Miss J is on the line, and she had me to do my math to try to look at the miles, because there are so many conflicting stories of how many miles it is from where she allegedly disappeared from. And my latest result was 25 miles, somewhere between 15 and 25 miles, we'll put it like that, to where her body was found. And she was found in water. She's found deceased. Lady was jogging. She called the husband. The husband came and said, yes, it's a body. They called the police. The police came. Yeah. Long story short, we know the ending. It turned out to be Maliyah Bass. Now, the medical examiner has not positively identified her, but we know that's her. Now, before I bring the guests on, there were a lot of things that bothered me about this case when we're talking about the mother, and we're talking about the mother's boyfriend, Travion Thomas, who is 21 years old. Miss J, did I get his name right?
Yes.
Okay, he's 21 years old. Now, from what I'm being told, that's not his daughter. He's the mother's boyfriend. Now, I'm going to kind of recap some of what I said just the other night, then I'm going to give it to Miss J and let her tell you some things about him, and then we'll go into the mother. And incidentally, the phone lines, let me get this out on him right quick, and then the phone lines will be open and you all can start calling in and sharing your views about what's going on with this case. I noticed that he was given too many details when he was first interviewed. Too many details right off, it means you're trying to paint a picture that's not there. When you're trying to paint yourself as father of the year, you paint yourself as no, not father of the year, not father, period. She know her ABCs. She know her 1, 2, 3s. Okay, you don't get a blue ribbon for that. She should know it. If you're there and you know yours, she should know. That's it. So you don't get no applaud from me for that. That's what you should be doing. Well, there were some inconsistencies in the things that he was saying. Dog came. The dog was so hot, he passed out. Helicopter came. Man, we're out of gas. The police, they didn't search hard enough. They only bought one dog. They were supposed to bring 4 or 5 dogs to find my child. No. Here's the thing. Had you been attending to your child, the police wouldn't even be out looking for your child. It's not their responsibility when you really look at it. This is your daddy or not. Come on now. You are supposed to pay close attention to her. I called the mom. He called us Gail. Fixed breakfast. We went in. You two went in. She was left outside. She had been left outside. Miss Lewis, Frank says, Lyons, you've been watching your own child. You wouldn't need the police, homeboy. Amen to that. Hallelujah. That's it. So now, my gal was watching her out the window. I was watching out the window. I was playing games. Well, which one was it, brother? Were you playing games or looking out the window? But I don't know if he was playing games then, but I know he's playing games now. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't, and it's because for the sake of time, I don't believe a damn thing that's coming out of the brother's mouth. I don't believe anything that he's saying. He's trying to paint himself as being father of the year. When he kept the bottle in his hand, he's about to pass out. He's nervous. He's frustrated. He's raising his voice past a level 3. But the water bottle is empty, but he's still got his finger on the inside of it, and he won't let that go. If you're that nervous, if you're that upset, that should have fallen by now. But now you watch. Anytime he comes up, he's looking at whoever he can see first, And the eye contact is the, do you believe this bullshit I'm saying? I want to see how you looking. I still don't know what the landlord has to do with Maliyah going missing and found murdered. I don't know the connection. All I know, allegedly, she went to jail for sex trafficking and they let her out the same day. Something went on in his apartment. And I'm like, but what the hell does that have to do with Tootie? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I saw the mother speak. I watched the mother speak. I'm like, if this woman ain't standing here lying, ain't looking like a raggedy ass mop. I mean, and the tears came. Like, I don't believe nothing you're saying. Nothing you saying. Look at that, look at 24 hours by time. I don't buy that shit. If I tell you it's Easter, dye your eggs. I don't know if they were directly involved in the child's disappearance and death, but something about them too ain't right. It's a lie in there somewhere. It's a lie in there somewhere. Then I watch her, and she can't take it on. Oh, she drops on the ground. They rush to pick her up. Yeah, call the ambulance. No. Ain't nothing wrong with it. They're acting. And both of them, they suck at it. They suck. They're not good actors. It's bullshit. They're playing. When the cameras walk away from afar, the camera's over here. Now, you don't know it, some people. The camera can be damn near a mile away. It can zoom in on you just like it can tell you what time it is on your watch. And so now we're looking at them. She just is calm and cool. She's talking on the phone, laughing. And he's standing there, rubbing her old nasty, crusty back. And so now we learn that she was left alone the night before. And this is where I'm going to stop. Turn it over to Miss J. She's going to tell you about the brother's criminal history and the woman that gave birth to her, because I can't call her a mother, and then you all can start calling in if you wish, and give us your thoughts on what's going on. Miss J, I love you big time, and I'm so glad to have you on with me tonight. And you know I appreciate you. Every time I call you, you never said no. You get on it, and I gratefully appreciate you for that. I really do.
You're welcome.
So, what we got here? Good parents, bad parents? Tell me. Talk to us.
I don't believe him for one, because I don't know if he's looking up in the skies and think Jesus Christ is gonna come down and save him, or what, or he was just high as hell and he just thinks somebody's gonna give him sympathy. They have three different stories. The first story was the child was playing with him outside. The child was playing with her, and then they went to the store. So how could y'all be it? You know, y'all, like both of y'all in the same house, but either one of y'all have the same stories. You have your background. I feel like he may have did something to the child, because you already have bodily injury to somebody. You hit somebody in the face. Probably because they didn't want you to dust the ass. And second, you hit somebody in the face with a tricycle.
So, how many charges did you find on him?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
And he's only 21.
Okay. What are the charges?
His first charge stems from in 2015. He had a trespassing by property to a building, no forbidden entry. His second charge was in 17, assault, bodily injury, with criminal mischief, which again was in 17. One was in April. The assault was in April. The criminal mischief was in May. The death of less than 30,000 was in May. And then he had an aggravated robbery, which also occurred in 19. And then he had a evading arrest for whatever he was trying to run away from, which was in 18. And then his last case of the assault with bodily injury was also in May of 19.
So there's nothing there that says that he has harmed a child or would lead us to believe that he would harm a child, right?
not physical, not in black and white, but I mean, if you have assault with a bodily injury, either you can't control your anger or you letting your hands do the talking without you verbally saying something.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out.
What would cause you to hit somebody, a grown person, in the face with a tricycle?
Yeah.
What they should have did was took their belt off and whipped your little ass because you're 21.
Right. And they haven't been a couple very long, right?
No, 4 months.
Okay, 4 months. Okay, to chime in quickly on what someone is saying, I think it's Dana TV. She bringing up the Malcolm X the toupee when he went and spoke with them, and that she confessed and said that we know about the night before the child was left unattended, and allegedly she says she told him that the baby was never in the park, and they went to the store.
That was on the news last night that they supposedly told Malcolm X with the toupee that they walked to the store, which was the Friday night, and the child was left alone at their apartment, and the conditions of the apartment was unlivable.
Wow. So now we know that the child was left alone one night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we know about this, I can't.
No, first they said that the baby was playing. He was supposedly playing with the baby in the park. He gave the baby a blue and white blanket. A pillowcase with blocks in it. The mother says the pillowcase was pink and white, and she was watching the baby from the window, and then now she went back inside to cook breakfast. So I'm trying to figure out were you watching the baby from the inside, or were you outside and you went inside and still left the baby outside to cook breakfast, and you just say like the child was just disregarded?
So when we find out that the child was left unattended Friday night, now I don't know about you, that's a red flag to me, because I'm like, okay, we know about that one, right? But how many times has it happened in the past that they may not tell us about it? We'll never know about, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm sure that wasn't the first time. And now, with
why was he even living there? Why was he living there within 4 months? So that means wherever you picked him up from, the dog pound, the street, whatever you picked him up from, you just moved him in the apartment or your house and not knowing anything about him. Did you check his criminal background? Did you check to see was he a pedophile, like anything? So you were desperate for a man that you just moved him in the house. One of her neighbors stated on TV last night that the baby wanted love. All the baby wanted was love and attention and affection, and that's all the child wanted. Everybody that was on TV talking about it said the baby was a sweet little baby, and this was the end result. She lost her life.
I watched some.
And the mother later said, if you didn't want the baby, you should have called the father. The father is up in Dallas. I don't know. They didn't say anything about the dad, if they had a good relationship or what was going on between them. She just did, if you didn't want him, you should have called the daddy, which is true. You didn't want him, should have called the daddy. But for y'all to take this baby life and tell like either one of y'all don't know what the hell going on, it's absolutely ridiculous.
I agree. And I didn't get a chance to look at them all because I saw some more earlier today, but of course, I
She looked dusty and he looked finished.
Say it again.
To me, she looked dusty and he looked finished. This is all the same situation with Maliyah Davis' case. I just want to know, you're supposed to be the chief of police. I don't know if you're just acting or you just filling the spot to have the real chief step up and do something, but it's too many kids that's under the age of 10 that's losing their lives by these sorry-ass men and these pathetic-ass women. You as the chief of police need to get off your ass and on your feet and protect these kids. Do something. Pass a law. Talk to Mayor Turner. Do something, because it's too many kids. Every day you wake up, there's a child that's losing their lives at some fucking point for no reason.
You know what? I'm glad you brought the chief up. I'm gonna piggyback on some.
I don't give a damn if he got a relationship with my dead grandma. Nigga, we're not talking about her. We talking about these kids. Get your ass and do something. You supposed to protect this earth. So you have selected people that you protect this earth.
And
like, so you feel like the kids can't fight for themselves, so we just gonna let them go ahead and do what's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, this 2-year-old, just as Maliyah, she wanted love, she wanted attention, she wanted affection. Maliyah Davis should not have suffered this horrific death that she did at that age. This child was dismembered, and y'all swept this baby this under the rug like, okay, she's just another child that lost her life. Where y'all got y'all sitting up in jail? He's not the only one needs to be sitting up in jail. Big Bird ass needs to be in there with their tablecloth and them Converse boots.
Okay.
Looking like goddamn the lady from that damn Adams family, Morticia, with their damn dress on.
Do we even know why she? No, I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute. Okay, look.
Why she went to the funeral dress like that? Because she disgusted. She wanted some attention. How the hell you go to the damn funeral looking like a tablecloth?
Yeah, she looked a hot mess. You know, the thing that bothers me about this case, other than what has happened, is when it dawned on me when Aveda was speaking, I realized that this was another case in Houston, Texas. And what bothers me is that, once again, it's under his control because he's the police chief.
But both of these Maliyahs are not the only case. I'm not sure if you remember the, oh my God, I can't remember the baby's name. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Sienna or Sierra, the other little child that the boyfriend and the mother went to jail because they put the baby in the closet. The baby drank some kind of, ingested some kind of cleaning product, and they put it in a closet for a few days. They let that baby's death go in vain for no reason. It's like it's a few kids that then got harmed or killed under his watch, and it's nothing he's doing. So I'm starting to believe him and 45 are friends or they cousins.
Well, you know,
either one of them apparently give a fuck.
Right. It scares me that he's in charge, and I'm like, I know for a fact, you know for a fact, many here will probably agree with us that he dropped the ball on the Maliyah Davis case for whatever reason. So I'm like, I just pray to God this is not another Maliyah Davis case to you, to where you don't diligently do your job and these people get away. But I don't honestly know why he is still police chief. I know he's been on a lot of talk shows lately, especially with the protests after George Floyd's death, and telling other departments they should do this and to do that. And I'm out there in the aisle somewhere saying, you can't even run your own damn department, because you have men out there shooting people every other day. And every police shooting that is a homicide, it is a justifiable homicide. And I think it was like 9 or 10 in less than a month or two. And all of those could, it is impossible for all those cases to have been deemed justifiable homicides, different individuals and different police officers, different circumstances, but every one, he says, was a justifiable homicide. And I think it was a homicide, some of them, but not a justifiable homicide. Quickly before I think it's Texas Fraternity said that, if I have you right, tell me if you know, I hope I'm not wrong, that Malcolm X with the toupee said he wasn't going to represent the two. Have you heard?
This is the thing with him. Maliyah Davis, you was on the scene. Brittany told you some incriminating evidence. That's what you said. She has not been charged. You disappeared. You went off the radar for a few years. All of a sudden, this Maliyah pops up dead. You pops up on the scene. Where were you in between time, in the meantime, when all this was going on? All of a sudden, these people come up and just out the blue and tell you, hey, we left her at the store, we went home, we had sex, we did all this. But you just come up on the scene, and these people just told you this out the blue, that they left this child alone, or did you pressure them to tell me this? Because this don't seem feasible to me that you just walked up to these people after you've been off the radar for months and Sundays, and they just straight up tell you, hey, this is what happened. We just left her, went to the store was 2 minutes away. We thought we were going to come back. She wasn't here. So that's what I have to talk about, because I'm not understanding how these people just going to tell you, hey, we went to the store, we came back, she was gone.
Okay, yeah, listen. And someone sent me the video, and I watched it today of him speaking. Here's my problem with Malcolm X with the toupee. Malcolm X with the toupee, he plays both sides, okay? He will go whichever way the damn wind blows. I don't understand I do not understand why people will confess to him, but they will not confess to the police. And then he tells them what they did. It makes no damn sense to me. So anything that he says to me is always allegedly. I just don't know why people continue to confide in him, because we know he's a crook and a fraud. We know this. And so maybe they did. But my thing is, again, he plays both sides. But why is he always sent to go and speak with people? And then they'll tell him something, and they know he's going to tell it to the police, right? And they're going to go to jail. Well, you don't have to wait on Malcolm X with the toupee. Just go ahead and confess now, blase, blase. And so I'm just not, I'm not feeling him, and I probably never will. And I'm sure he's done a lot of good things. I'm sure he continues to do some good things. But
when Darion first got incarcerated, he was portraying himself to be a lawyer to go and talk to Darion Vance?
Yes. I remember.
So I'm kind of thinking, if you're supposed to be a lawyer or you were going to school to be an attorney, they have a clause, client-attorney privilege.
Right.
So if he told you, I didn't kill him, that's somebody over here, why would you run straight to the police to kill me what your client told you? I thought it was a client-attorney privilege.
Well, right. But for one, he's not an attorney. And number two, you own, and I don't remember the date, so I'm just throwing something out here. On Monday, you'll raise your right hand in the courtroom, and you'll come on TV and say, Brittany Bowens, she's a victim. She's been through a lot. That boy's taking us through so much and stuff, and she's hurting too and stuff. And she's having nightmares and stuff. But Tuesday, I'm not representing Brittany anymore. I just left the jail from talking with Darion Vance, the man that I have accused of molesting Maliyah Davis. And he confided in me. It just don't make any damn sense to me. It don't make any earthly sense. I just don't believe it. And if he went in under the pretense of an attorney, well, whatever was said, you can't bring it up in the courtroom. It holds no weight whatsoever. So anything that he says to me, it's always suspect. I just don't. In order for me
to believe him, I would have to be there physically to hear it with my own ears.
Yeah, I mean, I just listen again. We have to be careful when we listen to him, whether he's telling the truth or not. Because keep one thing in mind: this brother plays both sides. He plays both sides. And you just said it yourself. You done disappeared off the radar. Now another child is dead, and here you and that damn toupee come to the rescue again. And he's a serious.
I'm not sure if you also know Darion Vance goes to court September the 29th. And he still has no bond.
Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, so do we know what he's going for? Has he ever appeared in court? I mean, I think maybe once or twice.
Yeah, they keep resetting the deal with the pandemic. A lot of the courts had been counseling appointments, but now they're going to do Zoom court appearances beginning September the 1st. So his next court appearance will be September the 29th.
Okay, let me ask you this about Darion Vance. In your opinion, just your opinion, why do you think, if he's keeping quiet, why do you think he's keeping quiet? Is it just for Brittany?
Hell no, he ain't protecting that damn big river.
What's the reason?
It's his brother and his father.
Okay. So they probably came in after the fact.
They had a part. They play more into this than they lead on. But he's sitting in there because he don't. If he tell on them, then they're gonna turn on us. So if he just play the cat and mouse game and he don't say nothing, he's gonna be convicted of a crime that he didn't commit.
Exactly.
Quick. And the boys need to sit her ass in jail. Like he's sitting in there, you out here living your best life, and he's sitting in jail for some charges that was pertaining to your child. I just want to know why the hell she's not even charged with child abandonment, child cruelty to a child, nothing, child endangerment, nothing.
I agree with that because, why
did he even charge her wearing ugly ass dress?
with the boots, with the combat boots.
Yes.
And see, there was an open, we all know now, an open CPS case with her. And I'm thinking if anybody should be locked up, it should be Brittany. You know,
Brittany,
yeah,
the baby daddy, the CPS worker, and the judge.
Judge Lopez,
And the
exactly.
chief of police, him too. I
Exactly.
him too. His ass can go too.
I don't think enough was done diligently speaking, when it came to the Maliyah Davis case. I think, and I've said this several times before, that it is time for Brittany Bowens to be investigated again. Darion Vince and all others, the mother too, Brenda. Everybody needs to be reinvestigated with new detectives to see if they can.
I just want her to know that though. There is no statute of limitations on murder. So she thinking she getting away with it, sleeping peacefully at night. That you need to knock on her door and pick her ass up because she has more of a part in this. Like I still feel to believe if you could have went to wherever the hell you went to and you said you could not bring them because you couldn't afford to, then you shouldn't afford to left your child. Especially after you got Malcolm X with the toupee to get on national TV and said that this man was molesting your daughter, sexually assaulting your daughter. Why would you still leave your daughter with him to go to a funeral in another state? And then supposedly you stayed a few days, and then you came back. I just wouldn't leave my child. I'm not gonna leave my child with nobody. If I'm accusing them of molesting my child, why you didn't take her to your mama? Your mama was molesting her too.
Exactly. Yolanda, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Now, that's the thing right there. When he spoke and said that Darion Vince allegedly had been molesting Maliyah Lynn Davis. Now, he didn't molest Maliyah Davis one time. It happened over and over and over again. And even when he would bathe her, allegedly Brittany Bowens would catch him rubbing her the wrong way. But she still did not stop him from bathing her. She still did not leave the apartment to get the child away. She still did not put Darion. Right, she didn't put Darion Vince out. She never called the police. She never talked about it when she was in court with CPS that, oh, by the way, Darion Vince, my boyfriend, fiance, whatever it is molesting my child. She never sounded the alarm. She never said nothing. So I honestly don't believe that Darion Vince ever molested Maliyah. But if he did, Brittany Bowens either knew about it or she had a part in it. And when it got bad, she said, well, let me get this out here first to get him.
Let me throw his ass under the bus. But I feel like if Arthur Davis gonna charge anybody, charge the mama and the grandmother, because every time something happens to Maliyah, that was the first person she would call. Why wouldn't you, just like with the brain injury? You said, Mom, she hit her head on the table. Dumbass, anybody in their right mind that has a child or a grandparent, as a grandparent and a mother or a father, your child hit their head, you don't know the extent of the injury. Why would you call somebody and say, hey, my child just hit his head on the concrete, what should I do? Anybody gonna pick up the phone and immediately dial 911? You did not do that. You called your mother.
Yeah, and we've shared some of those documents in the past on what her mother said, and basically echoing what you just said is that it didn't happen one time. Every time something happened to Maliyah, Brenda Bowens, the grandmother, alleges Brittany Bowens, her daughter, would call her and ask her what to do. Well, I don't know why that would be necessary because Maliyah Davis wasn't her first child. And even if it was, I don't think you need to ask anybody what to do when your child has fallen and hit his or her head. I mean, why would you call it? What you think I should do? Oh, just let her lay there and die. That's what you would do. But Brenda Bowens, again, the grandmother, and again, we've shared this, she said, every time the child was with me, she was fine. But as soon as she went back to my daughter, she would call and said, something has happened to Maliyah Davis. And if that don't speak volumes right there, I don't know what does. But
if you notice the pictures that she was putting up of Darion and Maliyah, she was like, when he was with her, she would light up like a Christmas tree.
Listen, every time I saw Maliyah Davis with Darion Pence, it looked as if this child was at Disney World. Even for her last birthday, as he picked her up and she was looking at her cake, blowing the candles out, she was extremely happy with him, with being in Darion Pence's arms. Uh, I can't say the same when I saw very few pictures of her and Brittany, very few pictures of her and Craig Davis.
Oh, rapper like dude.
Yeah, the dude that was going to his daughter's funeral in the back of a damn limousine trying to make a rap. And his daughter was dead. Exactly. So there's so many red flags with them and stuff. And it causes...
But this is the thing. If you realize from day one, it's been a lot of inconsistencies with their death stories as well. Because from day one, the news channels were saying that Craig and Brittany both had open cases against them dealing with CPS. So they were never investigated, but Darion is sitting in jail for a little over a year, 2 years, because of he's charged with about the other charge.
Bodily injury to a child.
Yeah, bodily injury or something. He was, but both of those, he has a $90,000 bond. He's sitting in jail for like over 2 years, and they're out. Both of them outliving their best life. He's still making babies like he's a damn jackrabbit, and she's doing whatever she's doing with her little pathetic life.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if that's the case, they all need to be in jail. Hell, Craig and her, because one of them know more than what happened. Y'all knew what led to her having half of her brain removed, what transpired from her hitting her head on the table. Did y'all push it? Did you just pick her up and throw her and slam her like a rag doll? Like, what happened? And that's the same with this other baby, this baby Tootie. They know exactly what happened to this child. Why would you go to the store? It took both of y'all to go to the store and leave this child by herself. She's 2. What she was going to say, Mom, the mailman came at 12 o'clock and delivered a package, so I told him come back because you went to the store.
She's got a picture. Right, we shared some pictures of her today, but she's got one, I think she has on a white shirt or something with some writing on it, and she's kind of got a
they was crying, they was faking. I just want to say, why not take me? They didn't want your little dusty ass for one.
I said the same thing.
If you have a baby, protect your child. They have cool people out here. But both of y'all are cool because the child was in both of y'all care and the child came from me. So now y'all just gonna start pointing fingers. Either one of y'all cried his stupid ass on national TV. Oh, she knows her ABCs at 1, 2, 3. Good, you know your stupid. You just said it. Did you know your ABCs when you 1, 2, 3? We're proud of you, dude. Like you really learned something all these years.
Listen.
And then you sit up there saying that I told her where the purpose be leading was not far from the store. But that was not even here or there. Then you saying that the dog passed out, the helicopter ran out of gas in the air, the helicopter ran out of gas in the air, and nothing happened. It just didn't land. It didn't crash or anything. Right. It just landed.
Hold your thought. Let me ask that question. I'm glad you brought that up because I can't. Do anyone on the live feed, and forgive me for smiling, but do anyone on the live feed tonight know whether or not the dog showed up and said it's hot, he passed out, the helicopter landed, said, "Say, bro, I'm out of gas." It's comical because I'm like, this dude cannot be serious. He's just had a bad day. The child's missing. Now the child is dead. And here comes help with a dog who's dehydrated. And here comes the helicopter that left with only $2 worth of gas and it lands and can't move. So, it just sounds ridiculous to me. I don't know what's going on, but here's what I do know. Whatever it is, not one, both are involved. I listened to some of the neighbors when they was interviewed, and one lady, an accent, she was really pissed, and I think she said something like, if you didn't want the child, you should have gave the child to the father in Dallas, Texas. And so, and she's right, but every neighbor that they spoke with was pissed. And I hadn't saw this, but some said when they went back to their apartments that they didn't want them there. Have you heard that? You know about that?
Mm-hmm.
So that happened?
Yeah, the lady that was discussing it on the news last night, she said they couldn't let either one of them could come back. they set up a little memorial in front of the apartments for the baby. And the lady was like, she was highly upset. She said like it was ridiculous that the baby just wanted to be loved and for love. And you know, like if the baby wanted love and you didn't want her, you could have gave her away. Just the same as with Maliyah Davis. If you was jealous of her and you didn't want her, give her away. Give her up for adoption. Give her to a family member. Y'all did not have to dismember this baby like that. This baby, the only difference with this baby, she was not dismembered. They found her within 24 to let's just say 72-hour time frame. They just found her faster, but the same events. They both named Maliyah. They both came up disappeared from Houston, Texas, and the police department and the stepdad or whatever the hell he's supposed to be said that the dog passed out and the helicopter ran out of gas. So how did the helicopter run out of gas in the sky and it didn't crash or anything, or did it land and we out of gas?
Right. Louise, thank you so much. Lady, I thank you as well. Lady says that's bogus. Louise says, hey, Mr. Scott, we know that didn't happen. Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know him, and I don't know if you know him, but my question now is to you and those of you on the live feed. With as much, right? Okay. With as much as we know, I mean, what do you think have been the motive to kill the child, and how did the child get from? The child didn't get from point A to point B because you can walk from A to B. The child got from point A to Z, which was like about 25 miles away. And so what would be the motive? I mean, that you think would be the motive?
I don't know. I guess I'm not sure if he have kids or if he have experience dealing with kids. But from what the neighbor was saying, all the child wanted was love, and maybe he felt like the child was just coming between him and the mama, you know, like, well, damn, I gotta take her every time we go home, we have to take her, I have to deal with her, I'm in a relationship with you, because some people, like, I want to be in a relationship with you, I decided to be in a relationship with you and your kids.
Okay. So, are you saying that...
But she just didn't seem like she was concerned. I mean, she cried and she hooped and hollered and rolled them out of the dust, got up like she was accustomed to playing in the dust, and, you know, she thought she was like, hey, this is what I do for her. No, I roll in the bed, get up, brush myself off, and keep it rolling. And,
Yolanda said,
he was, then they said she was consoling him when he was screaming, howling, and crying, but then they turned around and said that somebody, I guess, I'm not sure who mother it was, but they said that, Angel Harris is the child's adopted grandmother, was consoling this one and that one, but that's neither here nor there. There was no point in consoling him because what the hell is he crying for?
Exactly.
Like, I didn't see no tears. I didn't see tears from him, and I damn sure didn't see tears from her. But the one thing that
hold your thought. Let me catch this call. Hold your thought. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state you calling from tonight?
You should be tired of me by now, Mr. Scott. It's Carolyn calling from California.
Talk to us, Carolyn. How are you? We never get tired of it. Talk to me. I know you've been listening.
You asked what could possibly be the motive, right?
Yes.
You remember about 2 years ago, a little bit over that, a father was jailed for killing his, I believe, 2-year-old child for messing up his Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I get frustrated at my son sometimes because he says that I call him, but they make the games to where you can't pause them. And if you pause them, you can't pause them, so you just die in the game. And as immature and ignorant as that person acted on the news, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something as small as that could have potentially set him off. I do believe that the mother had something to do with it, but again, like I said yesterday, they'll do anything. What's done is done. Now I don't want to end up going to jail too. I don't want to end up, getting in trouble too. Well, why you push her that hard? I can see something as small and minute like that because it seems like their minds are small and minute, that they think they're really going to get away with this.
Exactly. So, but the child still had to get from where allegedly the child was, but now I think we know that the child may not have been there after all. Now,
No.
Jay, do either individual have a vehicle, because it's about 20 some miles away?
And that was because he always said that they walked into the store.
So could she have really?
If the store is close proximity, because majority of Houston, you either have to have a car or catch the bus. And if the store is close proximity, like you claiming, that it is, then you just walking. But that's kind of from where she was found with to from their address. It was 18 miles, which is like 35 minutes in a car. So it was no way possible. She just walked and put herself in the bayou, and then the mother was saying that the baby was found on a float in the water. Now, who said that? Because I don't recall watching the chief of police saying that on TV.
Well, Melinda Page is basically asking the same question, or making a statement that she said that the child was found on a float in water. So, I mean, I don't think the police made that public, unless the police told them and just didn't release it to the public, just to try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But that did.
Even the news reporters from KRPC, Channel 2 Houston News, Fox 26, Channel K, the 11 News, they didn't say it on anything. So if she was found on the float, so you would have said that's something only a killer would know.
Yep.
Or did I say killer?
It was never mentioned to the parents, according to the police report.
Okay.
It was never mentioned to the parents. It was never mentioned because they wanted to, it's not entrapment. They wanted to, like she just said, that's something only a killer would know. And because of how the child disappeared and the inconsistencies in the story, the police never mentioned it to the parents nor to the media. That's something they kept under their hats, and that's according to the police report.
Danny, I'm watching it on live, and Danny TV said, so why the hell did they say the baby was found 2 miles? No, Danny, they actually started saying anywhere, give or take, it was approximately 15 to 18 miles from the home. We may say 25, but it's actually from the address from the apartment to Brace Bayou is 18 miles, which is 35 miles in the car and an hour, a little over an hour on the public transportation.
Cool.
And Melinda Page was exactly right. She said that the baby was found on an orange float. And the police, when he made his statement that this is actually being investigated as a homicide, he did not say she was found on an orange, yellow, pink, green, nothing float. They just said that they investigated it as a homicide. She said that the baby was found on an orange float. That's something the killer would know.
Okay, so when Alveda says, and this is just me, either one of you can answer, that it is a homicide with,
They investigated as a possible homicide.
right, but he also said that he's told the family to prepare for the worst. Now, listen, I'm just trying to read something.
He only said that prepare for the worst because, as everybody also knows, he said that they couldn't positively identify the child as being 2-year-old Maliyah Bates, but the thing is, he said that they know it's her. So again, how do you know positively for sure that it's her?
Well, you know, they said when they found her, the clothes that she had on when she went missing, she still had those clothes on. And when he says prepare for the worst, I'm thinking.
But the police got to the crime scene before the family did. Because they called the 2 joggers was a husband and wife couple. They found the baby. They were doing a morning jog. They found the child floating in the water. They called the police. The husband and the wife both called the police from their cell phone. And when the police got there, and then I guess when they made the breaking news about they found a child's body floating in the water, they got there. But he said, the mama didn't say it. He said, we know that it's her. So I'm just saying, how do you know for sure that it's her if the police got to the crime scene before you?
Exactly. Tracy Thomas said, yes. No, he just said in the water. I didn't hear float at all. Roberta Rich says,
exactly.
Yeah, Roberta Rich is asking, were there cameras somewhere? I know they was out yesterday looking for surveillance, right?
Yeah, they were in they also went back to the apartment. I'm guessing they using the apartment as a crime scene because that was the last place that the child was known to possibly be at the apartment. But this child and no just leave this child and nobody knows nothing. You walk to the store, the child disappeared from the apartment. You said a child was at the playground, she disappeared. Where was the child? Just tell the truth.
Well, I mean, we can't say that we love the child and we care for the child, and I've helped my child know her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. But okay, but you cannot love her as much as you're trying to get us to think that you love her, because now we know that you left the child alone.
But he also stated, the boyfriend also stated, he said, turn yourself in, and immediately then said, I know you're not going to turn yourself in, because he knows no one's going to turn yourself in because he's the killer.
Are they on?
I mean, if you look at that again, he says, I just want you to turn yourself in, but I know you're not going to turn yourself in. Who says that? So, who says that literally within seconds of saying turn yourself in?
I just think that they're guilty in some form of fashion there and stuff. So, Miss J, do we know whether or not they were on drugs or anything?
I mean, they look like.
Okay. With that question.
She looked like she got about like 30 rings in her tongue or something, like tongue rings, and she was just, I don't know, to me she was just like being over dramatic. And I mean, I don't know how it feels to lose a child by gunfire, nor the head of someone killing them. But I just know not no more than they right mind gonna leave a 2-year-old child outside to play by themselves and you watching her from the window.
Okay, let me look. Let's somebody answer this. Miss Williams says, I don't believe those people that was jogging either. Miss Williams, if you'd like to call in and discuss that with us, I would love for you to do that. Carolyn, Miss J, do either one of you all have reservations about the jogging?
I'm not going to not say that I don't believe the joggers for the simple fact that's how the baby got found. I mean, I'm just quite sure they just didn't stumble on it, just go directly to the police and say, hey, my husband just killed this baby. We just came back to the crime scene and found the baby in the water. I mean, they found the baby. The police even said that they were jogging. They called the police, and the husband and the wife called the police, and that's how the child was discovered. So if they have more of an involvement in it, then they're saying that everything is going to come to the light. But the main thing that we need to focus on is getting justice for both of Maliyah.
Exactly, because I know, and I say it oftentimes, that even though the police may be treating you as if you yourself are also a victim, but they could be looking at you as a suspect, but they don't want to spook you.
I asked the common question. I've only been to Houston, Texas once, and it was very, very brief.
Okay.
What time of day was this child found? Because
the child was found at about 10, I think it was 10:30 a.m. that the body, she was found at 10:30 a.m. and once all search and rescue got their first responders, they pronounced her. The fire department pulled her out of the water. She was pronounced deceased at 11:19 a.m.
Okay, so that means that they went out more than likely about 9:30 in the morning in Houston, Texas. Me personally, like I said, I do my research. The weather, I would want to know the weather because ain't nobody jogging in Houston, Texas if it's already 90-some degrees in the morning. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have to look at all sides, but still, like she said.
Okay, Carolyn, let me catch this next call that's coming in. Okay. Oh, you thought. Okay. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from tonight?
How you doing, Mr. Scott?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Are you on live still?
Yes, ma'am. Who are you?
This Taylor May. I just sent
Hey,
you.
Taylor May. What's going on?
Yes, yes. I sent you 2 texts, so I done gave you all the answers for Tootie.
Okay. Do you want me to call them out? Well, I can't now because the other phone is messed up. Do you
Yes,
just
you
want?
can read them. I'm looking at you.
Do you just want to say them? Because I can't pull the thing up now. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let me try.
Well, I sent it to your phone.
Okay.
I don't want to say it. I sent you 2. I don't want to be holding up the line.
Okay. Let me.
I still ain't forgot your donation. Okay, go to do what you do. I'm gonna finish watching.
Okay, but I don't
Thank
see your
you.
text. You don't want to just.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. It's not there. I'll look at it after the show then, and see if I can pull it up. Right now, it's not there, but I really would like to know what it says.
Yeah, I got all the answers for that case.
Okay.
I'm telling you, check it out now.
Okay, I will. I love you big time.
And you look so good in them shirts. Man, you look so good, honey. You look like a prophet. And I said, oh, Lord, he by himself. He dancing. He dancing now. You were praising God. I say, oh, he changed and he changed. That's a good thing.
Amen. I love
okay,
the
I'm going to
Lord.
let you go. I will talk another time. Thank you for answering the phone.
You're welcome. Always
good night.
Good night.
Tell Mother Cynthia hello. You are social media dad.
Okay, I got you covered. Cynthia, they said hello.
All right.
All right. We love you big time. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't pull the things up. I'm really curious about to what she texts, but maybe we'll share them with you all tomorrow night. We are out of time. Yes, it is. Let me say this to everybody. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
I'm just curious. Okay, you remember when Maliyah passed within? Well, we're not gonna say passed because first they just said she had disappeared at first. They couldn't find her. She was abducted and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Within 24 to 40 hours, all the GoFundMe pages that came up within 36 to 72 hours, they had disappeared. So now I'm figuring out that that's what they finna do because they trying to get some people really on their side. Like, hey, no, we did not do this. We didn't have a part in her death. We did not have a part in her disappearance. So, but we do need money because, for attorney fees, whatever. So I'm just trying to figure out when they're gonna start with the bullshit with the GoFundMe pages.
You know what?
And that they're gonna put up one for sometime in the next coming days, or
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. They themselves may not do it, but they're going to charge someone to do it, and that person will put it up. You know what? And we know, you don't have money, and the child must be buried. The only thing about a GoFundMe page, anybody can set one up at any time and collect money, and not do what it says it's going to do. But I mean, with things like this is just me. If we think the legal guardian, who has custody of the child might be a suspect or knows something, I think it should be prohibited from them to make a GoFundMe page because we don't know if they're trying to just make $1 or $2 here. Now, it sounds evil that someone would even contemplate in his or her mind, well, I know how we can get some big money fast. Let's just kill the child. But it sounds evil. It sounds super stupid, but it has happened.
Well, what do you think about if they killed her and they didn't even have insurance on the baby?
I don't think they had insurance on it because they don't. I mean, and I'm not being ugly. If they may have, but I seriously doubt that they had insurance on the child. I don't think if they did it, just my opinion. I don't think it was anything about money. It may have been an accident to what happened to her, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I don't think money was the issue, and it may have been, but I just don't. I don't see them as being, and with all due respect, that damn bright.
I just want Chief Acevedo and Kim B. Houston take this ADH get together and prosecute these cases. There's too many babies that's coming up missing, that's being killed, that's being mistreated, and they're not prosecuting these kids. So, I don't know if you read the other story about the lady in another state that split the 4-year-old baby's throat. Like, why would you do that? Like, she's in jail, but still, you killed your own child, you split this baby's fucking throat. And they just need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. No fucking kid away, and it's a done deal. Matter of fact, let's just die like the same way y'all killed these kids. That way y'all had to waste taxpayers' money.
Exactly.
Justice from Kim in the Harris County District Attorney Office. Chief Officer in the Houston Police Department. Professor Turner, he's an acting mayor. We need to contact them. They need to take this matter seriously. These kids are our future, and at the rate they go, we won't have a future because they are being killed for no damn reason, and then they just letting these kids murder and just get pushed under the rug. Everybody that's on this page, we need to get justice for both of these Maliyahs and prevent this from happening to any other child. I don't care if the child is 15, it's still a child.
That's heavy.
We don't need Cornell X doing a goddamn thing because he want money. He want clout. He want camera time. We don't have time for that. Everybody needs to write the district attorney Kimberly off. They need to write ultimatum and email or write Sylvester Turner. We need them to step up and do something with these kids.
And I echo that. I'm in agreement with that. So with that being said, I'm going to ask everyone that's here tonight, and those that are not here tonight, if you can relay the message to them. I'm asking you all to write to the chief. I'm asking you all to make sure that you let him know that we're watching this
Mr.
case.
Scott, if you want the information, I can email you the information, and you can put it up on your page so they can write the district attorney,
Exactly.
the police, and the mayor.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Yes, that would be absolutely wonderful. I gratefully appreciate it. So we have to let them know that we don't want this to be another Maliyah Lynn Davis case. You cannot drop the ball on this one. And even when you all write the letters, email me a copy. And I'm gonna put it up like I did with Maliyah on the injustice page. And we need to make the chief of police as uncomfortable as possible. I don't want you to relax. I want you to find out what happened, and we want you to put handcuffs on somebody. And if you don't, then you need to be investigated your damn self because you suck when it comes to deaths and injuries to children. You go on as if it's business as usual, and you may not have any emotions tied to it because it's not your child, but it's somebody's child. And we do not want you to drop the ball on this. I'm begging you all to write these emails. Ms. Jay's going to send me the information. I'm going to put it up here. Send me your copy so I can put it up. I don't want them to lie and say we didn't get it. I want to have proof.
Yes, we need everybody that watches injustice investigations to fight these people. We need this to be like first thing that they do because this is getting out of hand every day. Someone wakes up, it's a child missing, it's a child being killed. This has to stop. We cannot let this deter us from what we have to focus on. We need answers. We want to demand justice. We need them to open up Maliyah Davis's case. We need answers for her as well. We cannot, as a black community, white community, we cannot let these kids, pink, orange, green, blue, silver, gold, we cannot let these kids die and nobody be held accountable for this. As parents, grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, we have to do something to get these kids, somebody charged with murder in their death.
Totally agree. Totally agree with that. And with that being said, we are now out of time. I love you all big time. I appreciate you all for your continued support for this channel and what we try to do. Again, we're going to put the information up. And I want you to look at it as extremely important. I don't want you to look at it as being your child or your grandchild. That's not the way you should look at it. I want you to look at it. Yeah, it's the world's child. Tasha Bridges is asking for the email address. The email address is in investigationsscott@gmail.com. And it's somewhere here, I think in the community section of the about on this page, you will find the email there. But again, it's investigations with an S, Scott@gmail.com. .com. As always, I love you guys big time. Remember, I am not always right and you are not always wrong. With the Lord willing, I'll see you all tomorrow night. Miss J, I will call you in the morning. You have been absolutely awesome. I love you big time. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Y'all have a good night.